Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, everybody has pattern, okay, that I give you. Some for the tails and also for to make the scrunchies. So what we need to do first is to cut our pattern. Remember, for paper, we use paper scissors. For fabric, we use fabric scissors. They're left on the end of the other table. There you go, okay? Always have two different kind of fabric. Scissors. Now, fabrics comes with the pretty side on one side. That means it's the bright and the prettiest. And the ugly side that is kind of always faded, you know, all the colors. So we want to do, what do we want to do? To fold the fabric with the two pretty side together, okay? And when we fold it, see, we create a fold right there, okay? On our pattern, it's actually said the word fold. Fold means that we need to put it right there on the edge, even with the fold. What do? We just pin it with our pins right there. We cannot use clips for this, to make the paper stay right there on the fabric. And then with our scissors, we just cut all around. But remember, we do not cut on the fold, okay? For the young kids, we might want to trace around the pattern, okay? So when you move the paper, you just follow the line. That's the easiest way. So once we have a paper cut out, let me see, let me finish to cut this one. No, that's, see, I was already like that. We're gonna end up with a big, long, rectangular, okay, of fabric, like that. And still fold it. So what we need to do, we need to open it. When we open it, we need to fold it halfway, like that. So we have another fold right here, but it's open there. So we need to make the edges match, and we need to put a pin always with the point facing where we're gonna do the stitches, okay? So like that and like that. The next step that we need to do is to calculate 2 inches on each side and mark it. 1, 2, mark it. And then again, with the fabric nice and even, we're gonna mark it again with 2, like that. Okay, why do we mark it? Because this is gonna remind us that we wanna stitch only from mark to mark, okay? Right there. Now, the stitch that we want to do is on the machine, the number 4/8. 4/8 is this distance from a needle and the edge of the fabric. So let's say that this is our seam, is the distance from here, where the needle goes in, and the edge of the fabric. How do we find the 4/8? Okay, there's the metal plates right where the needle is on your sewing machine, and there's lines. On the lines, there's numbers. Sometimes there's only few numbers. So 4/8 is the one before the 5/8. Usually the 5/8 is on all machine, right there. How do we know that we're going straight? How do we go straight and follow always at 4/8? What we need to do is we can use our magnet. There is a seam guide, and put it right on the line that says 4/8, or we can use a piece of tape and put it on the line again to make it 4/8. So if we have a fabric and we start sewing, we need to follow with the edge of the fabric, we need to follow the edge of our tape or the magnet. This will give us a nice straight stitch and seam. So after we do so, the next step, we're going to stitch from here to here. After we do that, see right here is already a stitch. See that we left those 2 inches. Those 2 inches are open. So what we need to do, because our fabric is on the ugly side, we want to turn it into the pretty side. So what I did, I put a safety pin at the end there. I'm going to make it go inside the hole, hold the end of the safety pin that I can feel it here, and push all the fabric on top of the safety pin. Then I put my finger right there in the front and let go the back. And I start pulling this fabric. Then I make it walk some more. And then I pull this fabric out again, like that. Then I'm gonna make it walk until you get to the very end. When you get to the end, make it come out all the way, like that. And it takes a little bit, you have to push it, but what happened? The old tube, it turns inside out. Now this tube, it doesn't look very good. It's all wrinkled and things. Well, we need to do the seam that is right there. We need it in the middle. So we put it in the middle and we start iron it nice and flat. So it won't move. And I love this little tiny irons. Okay. So now you see there is an opening here and an opening there. Okay? Those openings, I called it one end, one A, and the other one is a B. So because this is a straight tube, we want to make it become a round for our scrunchies, okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to do the 2 pretty side fabric. So I'm folded like that. I make the 2 pretty side together and the ugly side on the outside. See, you have a B here and an A here. So what are we going to do now that we have these 2 together? We're going to sew it right there to put it together. And this is how we do it. Let me see, where my other sample? There we go. This one. See, it's together. So when you put it like that, now you have a big circle. But wait, we have a hole now because we didn't stitch all the way. We need that because we need to put an elastic inside. Okay? The elastic, what we need to do to put a safety pin on one end and a safety pin on the other end. Why? Because see, the elastic is much shorter than all this long tube. If I start putting it inside, it will get lost inside. So what I do, I anchor with a safety pin right at the beginning, my elastic. And again, like I did it for turn it inside out, I make the fabric walk. And make it walk, walk until the elastic will come out all the way from the other hole. Okay? So now you can take carefully the safety pins out. And you have one end. And now I have taken safety pin out of that. Now we need to connect these 2 elastic together. So we have 2 ends. I'll put it right one on top of the other. I made a line so you can see. You need to stitch. You don't worry about the back stitch for this. You stitch 1, 2, 3 stitches forward, 1, 2, 3 stitches backward, 1, 2, 3 stitches forward, 1, 2, 3 stitches backward, until you have it nice and tight. So it's just like an elastic, a big circle inside. But now, wait, we have a hole still. See the rough edge of the fabric, we're gonna fold it in. Now we're doing it like this. Let me put maybe a couple of clips or so it stays together. And what we need to do is stitch this edge close. What we want to be careful not to stitch on the elastic underneath. So just push it on the side like that, and you close that hole. So then at the end, see the hole? It's been stitched like that. Now you have your scrunchies. You can make a different size of scrunchies, different color patterns. You can have so much fun with this. Make one and make sure that it's the right size for you. If you think the elastic is too tight, on the next scrunchie, make the elastic a little longer. This one inside here is 7.5 inches. Now let's make our tails. The tails, the patterns are looking kind of funky like that. All right? There's a long one, short one, and a medium one. Let's work with a medium one right there. It's kind of look like that scrunchie, but it has this point thing. So what are we gonna do? Again, we fold our fabric the same way. And do you remember, see, I put my scrunchies on the edge, so now I have all this room to work for my tails. So I'm gonna put my tail again with the fold on the folder right there. And I trace it or cut it all around. And you need 2 tails to make one for your scrunchies. So this is how we do it. When you're done doing that, you open it again because it was on a fold, and you end up with 2 pieces of fabric. See, like that. Where's the, like that. Okay, so again, pretty side together, ugly side on the outside. This time, you need to leave this opening because we needed to turn it inside out, okay? So, you need to, again, to stitch around following the edge of your tape or the seam guide, or you can mark like I did here. I don't know if you can see it. See, I marked the line, so you can sew on the line. But remember again, no stitches there. So when you're done sewing all around, I want you to trim this really close to the stitch because it works better if you don't have so much fabric around, okay? Do it also for the scrunchies. I didn't show you that, but it's better to cut the little extra edge. Then when you're done, but don't cut the extra fabric on your opening because you wanted that little extra fabric there to turn it in. Then you turn it inside out. When you turn it inside out, it's kind of look like this. And you need to make sure that all the edges of the fabric are nice and flat around. And it's supposed to look like this, okay? There's the opening, like you did it for the scrunchie, there's the opening there. So what you need to do, make all the rough edge inside and then stitch from here to here, like right there. Do you see? There's a stitch right there. Don't worry about it too much as if it shows, because when you tie it, it doesn't show on your scrunchie. Look at this. You can make a different color, different shape, but it's so much fun once you learn how to do it. See? And you can make, this is the medium tail, all right? What I'm going to show you real quick and how to make some bows. Bows are fun too. You can find the pattern that is just a square. So you cut the square of fabric, then you fold it in half like that. Just pretend that this is fabric. Let me see where my pen went. Right there. But now you stitch here, and go pretty close. But here. And again, you're gonna leave this open because we needed to turn it inside out. When you do that, and you turn it inside out, you're gonna stitch the whole close. And you can make a bunch of this or of different colors. So they're so fun. But look, I'm gonna show you something. You tie it with the tail, and look at that. I have a ribbon. I put a ribbon here with medium tail. Or I can put it right here with the, ooh, I have a Mickey Mouse like that. Look at the Mickey Mouse. Wait a minute, the Mickey Mouse, I can open it like that. Put a little square inside there. Make just one tie like that. Sorry, I can't work it upside down, but you can't go wrong. Like that and like that. Give me a second, but you got the point there. And there, look, you have this really pretty ribbon with your bow and the tie. Look at this way. Long tail, medium tail, short tail. You can buy fabric in different patterns. This is for the 4th of July. You can change the tail and make it for different other pattern, for Halloween, for Christmas, for whatever, and find nice different pattern. You can change your scrunchie differently. There's fabrics that they're called like silky fabric because they're really smooth. Those are the, I suggest not to do it if you're a beginner sewing, because they're very slippery under the sewing machine. But if you can work it, you can just make a long strip of fabric. This is like 3 inches by 15 inches. It's a tube. Then you turn it inside out. You close the ends. But see, you can tie it to your scrunchies and make it a long tail. Or you can even, you have enough room to make a bow. And there you go. And so you can make it really cute. There's so many fabrics, so many ideas. You can make one for Harry Potter, one for who knows what, the Star Wars, and then so many Minions, so things. So you can customize all your scrunchies. I hope that this was clear enough. Have fun sewing and just text me if you need any question. Bye.